Being too nice is a curse. Stoic lessons for the exploited. Being too nice will not save you. It will break you again and again until there's nothing left to give, and no one left to care, and you think you're being kind. But in a world that preys on softness, unchecked kindness becomes a curse. So listen carefully, because this might be the most important wake-up call you'll hear today. Marcus Aurelius once wrote, "Waste no more time arguing what a good man should be. Be one." But what happens when our idea of being good becomes blind obedience? When we're so focused on pleasing others, we forget to protect ourselves. Stoicism teaches strength, not surrender. Compassion, yes, but never self-erasure. In modern life, the exploited are often the kindest, because they never learned where kindness should end and self-respect should begin. Let's talk about this. 1. The boundaryless helper. They say yes to everything. Extra work, last-minute favors, emotional dumping at 2 a.m., always yes. Always available, always tired. But here's the danger. When you don't set limits, you teach others that you have none. Epictetus said, "People are not disturbed by things, but by the views they take of them." If you believe your worth is tied to being endlessly available, you'll never be free. I once watched a friend burn out, carrying everyone's problems like a martyr. When she finally said no, they vanished. Ask yourself, who stays when you stop overgiving? 2. The peacekeeper. They avoid conflict at all costs. Even when disrespected, they smile. Even when betrayed, they apologize. They think silence is strength, but it's often fear in disguise. Seneca said, "Sometimes even to live is an act of courage." Avoiding hard conversations doesn't make you noble. It makes you invisible. I remember a colleague who never spoke up in meetings, and even when others stole her ideas, she thought being nice would earn her respect. It didn't. Ask yourself, is your peacekeeping protecting peace or preventing growth? 3. The chronic forgiver. No matter how many times they're hurt, they forgive. Lie after lie, broken promise after broken promise. They call it grace, but it's really fear. Fear of being alone. Fear of being unloved. Marcus Aurelius reminded us, the best revenge is not to be like your enemy. True, but forgiveness doesn't mean repeated access. I had a friend who forgave a partner that cheated 5 times. Not because she was strong, but because she believed love required sacrifice. Ask yourself, is your forgiveness healing the situation or enabling it? 4. The self-eraser. They dim their light to make others comfortable. They downplay their achievements. They hold back their truth. They fear being too much. Why? Because somewhere along the way, they were taught that being liked mattered more than being real. Epictetus asked, "How long are you going to wait before you demand the best for yourself?" This one cuts deep, because I've been there. I stayed silent when I should have spoken. I played small, just to fit in. But I learned playing small never protects you. It just erases you. Ask yourself, are you shrinking or standing? 5. The martyr. They believe suffering equals virtue. They put themselves last, always. They romanticize self-denial, thinking it's a form of moral superiority. But it's not. Seneca wrote, "He who suffers before it is necessary suffers more than is necessary." Being a martyr won't earn you a medal. It will only earn you resentment. I once knew a mother who did everything, never resting, never asking for help. Her family didn't thank her. They expected more. Kindness without boundaries isn't noble. It's unsustainable. Ask yourself, is your sacrifice a gift or a cry for validation? If you've made it this far, you are not most people. Most will nod and forget. But you're reflecting. Let that be your strength. Comment below, "I will not betray myself to please others." And if this resonates, don't just scroll. Share, subscribe, speak, because there are others like you, quiet givers who've forgotten how to receive. Let me leave you with this. Being kind is beautiful, but being kind without boundaries is dangerous. You are allowed to say no. You are allowed to rest. You are allowed to put yourself first without guilt. The Stoics taught us that we cannot control others, but we can control how we show up. So show up with clarity, with strength, with the courage to disappoint others. If it means being true to yourself, choose wisely, protect your peace, and never, ever apologize for choosing you.